Today, we gather to honor the life of Jesse Jackson, a man whose voice carried the weight of history and whose faith carried the hope of millions. Born in Greenville, South Carolina in 1941, Jesse Louis Jackson grew up in the segregated South. From humble beginnings, he rose to become one of the most recognizable and influential civil rights leaders of our time. As a young minister and activist, he worked alongside Martin Luther King Jr. during the height of the civil rights movement. He was present in Memphis in 1968 when Dr. King was taken from the world, a moment that would forever shape his life and calling. But Jesse Jackson did not retreat into grief. He stepped forward. He founded Operation Push and later the Rainbow Coalition, organizations dedicated to economic empowerment, political inclusion, and social justice. He believed deeply in what he called the Rainbow Coalition, a vision of America where people of all races, backgrounds, and beliefs could stand together in common cause. His was not a narrow dream. It was expansive. It was audacious. In 1984 and 1988, Jackson ran for President of the United States, becoming one of the first Black Americans to mount a serious national campaign for the office. Though he did not win the presidency, his campaigns reshaped American politics. He expanded voter participation, inspired a generation of leaders, and proved that the highest offices in the land were not beyond reach. For many Americans, especially young people of color, he made the impossible feel possible. His life was not without controversy or criticism. He faced political opposition, public scrutiny, and personal challenges. There were moments when his words sparked debate, and times when his ambitions drew skepticism. But even in his missteps, there was an undeniable consistency. He was always pushing America to confront its inequalities, pushing leaders to do better, pushing ordinary citizens to believe in their own power. Jesse Jackson was a preacher at heart. His speeches were sermons. He spoke of justice, of dignity, of jobs and peace and voting rights. He spoke in a cadence that rose and fell like music, reminding us that democracy is not a spectator sport. He reminded us that hope is not naive, it is necessary. Beyond the podium, he was a father, a husband, and a mentor. He comforted families in times of tragedy. He negotiated for hostages abroad. He stood in picket lines and in prison cells. He showed up. When he passed away on February 17, 2026, America lost more than a political figure. It lost a persistent drumbeat for justice. But the movement he nurtured, the belief that ordinary people, united, can bend history toward fairness, remains. Jesse Jackson once taught us to keep hope alive. Today, as we remember his life, that call feels less like a slogan and more like a legacy. May we honor him not only with words, but with action, by building the more just and compassionate world he spent his life striving to create.